5 checklists that every producer in Nigeria should consider before they make their next film. If you're a producer, or you are an intending producer, or you are an investor or hoping to invest money in Nollywood, you must have to watch this video before you make that investment. And if you're a producer, I don't care how many years you have been in the industry, you need to watch this particular video before you make your next film. And if you are a new producer hoping to start producing films in Nollywood or anywhere in the world, you need to watch this video, because what I'm about to share with you are things that are born out of experience. I've been in this industry for roughly 16 years, and I've watched the industry grow from nothingness to something very big. I mean, it's huge, it's massive. The Nigerian film industry is becoming very, 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 big. In fact, the coming of Netflix has even made it bigger than all of us anticipated. So the mode of distribution has changed. A lot of things have changed. And I will be sharing with you 5 things that you must consider, the checklist that you must tick before you make your next film. Please don't start making your next film without watching this video. So what is my number one? My number one checklist that you must consider before ever making a move to make a movie is know your market. Know your market. You see, the greatest mistake that most producers make is that they produce movies before they start seeking for who to buy. So it's just like creating solution before you start looking for the problem. It is never done in business, and it is never done anywhere. So you must identify which market, which league do you want to play. There are several leagues in the industry. There are some people I call the high league, just like we have the Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 in football. We also have that in Nollywood and in film making generally. So know your market. Are you interested in producing high quality, value, premium content that you can sell to people like Netflix, that can have this cinema distributions, or that will get high distribution network across the world? If you are interested in that, then you must know how to play in that league. You must study that league. You must know the pros and the cons in the league. Or are you interested in making television movies that can pass for like African Magic, Iroko TV, Rock TV, Ibaka TV, and the rest of them? Are you interested in making movies that satisfy just that market? Or are you interested in making movies that is straight to maybe like YouTube or other online platforms that are free to air? What are the pros and cons? Why should you make a movie for a particular platform? Why do you want to play in a particular league? How much money do you have to play in any particular league? There are a lot of things to consider, so that people don't just deceive you. People don't just tell you, hey, you know what, bring this XYZ amount, we're going to do this movie, it's going to sell in Netflix. Hey, people can tell you that Netflix buy XYZ amount, but have you asked that person how much money you need to make a kind of movie that will attract Netflix buyers? I'm using Netflix as a yardstick because it's one of the greatest platform in the world right now. Okay, so the honest thing is, you must know your market. Which market do you want to produce for? Yes, there are some people who produce it for different ranges of markets. Like they produce movies that can go to Netflix, and at the same time local TV stations, cable networks, and then even YouTube will be seeking to have it. But the honest truth is, you must understand the market you want to play. You don't just begin to make movies, and after making movies you start seeking for markets. I get that kind of calls a lot. People call me and be like, Uche, I made a movie, I need where to sell it. Do you have help? Do you have links to so place? And I'm like, these are the things I did when I was starting off. These are the mistakes I made. In 2015, I lost a lot of money because I was producing a movie hoping that at the end of the day I'm going to sell it. But the question I did not ask myself as far back as that 2015 is, who am I selling to? Who is my market? Who is my target market? At the end of this production, who am I going to give it to? Who am I going to sell it to? I didn't know that. And then I just started making movies. So you don't create movies, you don't make movies before you start looking for who to buy. You have to know the market that you are creating the movie for, so that you can make it with the standard of the market. Because if you want to make a movie, let's say for instance you want to make a movie that can get a cinema distribution, and you are using equipment or artists or crew members that are less experienced, that do not know how to handle some of the equipment that you are using, at the end of the day the movie will not pass for that platform that you want to distribute it for. So you need to study the platform. You need to know What are the gadgets, the equipments, the people, the cars, the whatever thing that is required for you to sell in that particular market? So know your league. Know the league you want to play in. You must have to first and foremost check how much you have in your pocket. Because whether you like it or not, film costs money. Whether you are doing a zero budget, whether you are doing a low budget, whatever thing that you are doing, there has to be a way that you will spend money. The money must come in. So you must know how much money you have in your pocket, how much talent that you have, and how much goodwill that you have in the industry. I understand that there are some people that can use, like, let's say 30 million to produce a movie. Some other person will use like half of that money to produce that same movie, probably because the person has goodwill. But you must value your goodwill. How much goodwill do you have? How much money do you have? So these are the things that will determine the cost of your production. I can call an artist and get the artist to come and work for me for, like, let's say 500k. But you can call the same artist and then the artist will insist on 1 million. Either ways, what matters is how much goodwill do you have. So when you discover the market you want to play, then you will know how to now raise the money for that particular market. Please don't use the budget of, let's say, a YouTube film to attempt making a film that will go for theater distribution. And don't go and use the budget for theater distribution and make a film that will just pass for only TV distribution. So know your market, know what they need, know what they want before you put your money down. My number 2 is simple. Star factor still works. I've heard a lot of people say, no, if I have good story, just that alone, I will make it. People are going to come for me, blah, 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 blah. Well, I was just like that before. Honestly, I'll still talk about story, but right now I'm telling you from an experienced filmmaker, from somebody who is quite experienced in this industry. Star factor still works. All right, so know the kind of stars, the kind of faces, the kind of artists, the kind of film actors and film actresses that a particular platform is keen on having on their platform. Let me be honest with you. Some of these star actors have millions and millions of followers. So some of those platforms that you are seeking to sell to are leveraging on the followers, on the people that are following these star actors to sell their film. So if you are going to produce and you're not considering the stars that are going to be used in some of this film, you probably will lose your money. Nobody will buy from you. That's the honest truth. So if you take it to a particular, so many young actors, so many young filmmakers, will come to you with, oh no, don't forget about it. I'm a new millennium filmmaker. I'm this, I'm that. If I make this story is bad, gone, OT, gone, whatever, however they say it, I don't know. But the honest truth is, if you fall for it, you lose your money. Simple. Star factor still works. So make sure that you know the kind of stars that every platform parade. I'm not saying don't give young people chance. I'm not saying don't give up and coming people chance. Give up and coming film actors chance. But also make sure you surround them with the faces and the star factors that will sell your movie. Because the marriage between commerce and art is what makes somebody a successful filmmaker. If you are making good and beautiful movies and nobody is buying it and it's not going out there, you are only but a wishful filmmaker. Because as a matter of fact, the audience need to appreciate your work of art, and the only way for you to continue making movie is to make back your money. So if you spend certain amount of money and you don't make back that money, and then how are you going to raise another money to make another film? You probably may have a source where the money is coming, but at some point you're going to either run out of cash or get frustrated because no money is coming back. So if you want to make your money back as a film producer, understand that the star factor works. People still want to watch films with stars. In fact, there are some people that go online or go to rental shops or go to wherever place that they experience their movies, and they are not looking for titles of movies. They are looking for certain actors in a movie. For instance, they will go and search films by Omotola. They will go and search films that feature Ramsey Noah. In fact, back in the days where there were rental shops, there are some people that walk into rental shops and they are not asking you for any particular movie. They are just asking you, give me a movie that stars this actor. Give me a movie that has this star in it. So Understand that the mentality of the people that you are making these films for, they are in search of certain actors. So understand the platform you want to make the film for. That's what I mentioned as my number one. The number two is know the stars that are involved in those platforms. Know the stars that those platforms are looking forward to see. So if you know the stars, then you can now surround them with, let's say, young artists, young actors, up and coming artists, whether they're old or young, I don't really care. But what I care is that make sure that you have the number of stars that will drive your story. Be it 1, be it 2, be it 3. Watch the platform, study it well, and know the stars they want to have on their platform. Put them in your film and see yourself make back your money. So what is my number 3 checklist? Number 3 is simple. Hire experienced crew. Now, this is especially for those who are first-time producers. If you are a first-time producer, you need an experienced director. You need an experienced business manager. You need an experienced location scout. You need an experienced cameraman. You need an experienced director of photography or cinematographer. You need an experienced editor. You need experienced crew, at least the key ones. You need an experienced production designer. That will help you with a lot of issues, because those experienced people, crew members that you surround yourself with, will help you, advise you rightly, and make sure that you get your work right. Now, this is one of the mistakes I made in the past. When I was starting off, I as a producer, when I started off, I was hiring people that I feel that were creative, but they were not very experienced. So it made us lose a lot of money. Even before I became a director, I was using some directors. But those directors were experienced, but they were not experienced. They were creative, but they were not experienced. All right? So it costs us a lot. So you must hire experience, especially if you're a first timer or you are just starting. You must hire people that are experienced, because they are the people that have been in the game for some time. All right? For instance, if you hire me as a producer or you hire me as a director, one of the things I will do is that I will make sure you don't lose your money, because I will advise you rightly and let you know these are the realities. I'm not the type of person that will sweet talk you or make you, just jump in and tell you that if you put 1 million, you get 100 million. That's not going to be possible, because I'm going to be realistic with you. So you're going to be investing with your consciousness. You're going to be investing knowing the risks and the pros and the cons. All right? So hire people that are experienced and honest as your key crew members. Like I mentioned, if you are a first-timer producer or you are even new in the game, make sure you hire an experienced director. Make sure you hire an experienced DOP, that's director of photographer or cinematographer, as case may be. Make sure you hire an experienced editor, and then make sure you hire an experienced production designer. If you like, hire an associate producer or hire a business manager. These are the guys that will help you make sure that your creative work is first and foremost well done. Then they will also help you reach out to their contacts to make sure that you sell the film and get back. Because my interest is making sure that you as a producer sell your film. So if you haven't been experienced as a producer, you need experienced crew members to drive your sales and to drive your movie, so that you are creatively, you are top notch, and then market wise you are top notch. Remember, like I said, the marriage between commerce and art is what makes you a successful filmmaker. Okay, what is my number 4? But before I continue, please, if what I'm saying is making sense to you, leave a comment in the comment section below. Make sure you let me know what you think so far, and then also please subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe. All right, make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you get more of this kind of content. So what is my number 4? Well, my number 4 is make sure you budget rightly. Budget rightly. That's my number 4 checklist. You see, the thing is, you must know how to balance your budget. Some producers will go and spend more money hiring star faces, all right, but they end up hiring poor crew members, ill experienced filmmakers, and then at the end of the day, their film will have good faces, smart faces, popular faces, but will be terribly done. All right. Some other people, they will have good crew, good cast, but will not invest good money in equipment. So, like I said, it depends on the league you are playing. So note the league you are playing and find out the equipment and the gadgets that you need for you to get the kind of movie that you require. Cameras are like toys, all right? They are, sometimes it depends on the hands that are handling it. So a professional cinematographer who is very experienced, who understands the camera very well, will use the same camera differently from somebody who is just starting off and all of that. But honest thing is, I usually advise the 40-60 rule. Commit your 40% to your star actors. In fact, getting all your actors, stars, both upcoming and all of that, taking care of their welfare and all of that. I always advise commit your 40% to all of cast, hiring cast welfare and all of that, both star actors and upcoming actors. Anybody you're hiring, commit your 40% to getting them done. Commit your 60%, which is the greater percentage of your budget, to your crew and equipment, because you need the balance. Most times to hire good equipment are costly, all right? So you have to hire people who are experienced to handle those equipments, and then at the same time give you production value, high production value. So make sure that, for me, that's my advice. You may decide to shake it up a little bit, make it 50-50, make it however you want to make it, but I always say invest rightly, budget rightly. Don't just carry 90% of your budget or 80% of your budget or 70% of your budget and throw it on just cast alone. Maybe you pay one cast 1 million, pay the other cast 800k, pay the other cast 2 million, and then you come to your set star-studded. You have brought all these stars together, and then you are using one small bad camera with bad lens, and they say, sir, we need extra light, and you be like, I don't have budget for that. We need better sound. I don't have budget for that. And can't you just use this recorder? I saw somebody using this recorder the other day. And then at the end of the day, these guys will use what you have hired, or you have brought to set, or you have bought, and you won't have the production value. So people will see all that star-studded film with bad production value. So balance it up. Make sure you budget rightly. Don't budget like somebody who is trying to learn how to produce. And like I always advise, if you know that you can't all by yourself handle all of that, hire assistants, hire associate producers, hire experienced directors, hire experienced crew members. They will help you, advise you rightly if they are honest with you. And finally, what's my number 5 checklist that every producer has to consider before he or she makes the next movie? Okay, quite simple. Story is still the king. That's my point. You see, all the things I've mentioned so far, they are good. But what are you trying to do? You're trying to tell a story. So whether you're using the worst camera, you're using the best camera, you're using the worst actor, you're using the best actor, they are all, put together to make sure that you tell a particular story. So as a producer, what kind of story do you want to tell? I don't like the fact that people will see like, okay, this is what is selling and everybody's rushing towards it. Get original and authentic story. Make sure that your story resonates with the audience you want to tell it to. Story is still the king. So if you get every other thing right and your story is not right, you probably may have the first rush of people. Maybe if you hype the movie enough, you probably will have the rush of people come to see your movie. But at the end of the day, what will happen is that the same way that they rush in, they will rush out, because story is still king. People want to watch movie because they want to see the story. It is majorly the storyline that people are interested in, whether you are using stars or not. The reason why I say you should use stars is that so that you can drive the story to more and more people and you make more and more profit. But the honest thing is, at the end of it all, the fundamental thing you are trying to communicate is your story. So how weak or how strong is your story? How evergreen is your story? How will people watch your movie and want to watch it again? Or will they just see it and be like, oh God, it's one of those stories? Are they looking at it as an authentic story? Is it being told from the right person, through the right perspective, through the right prism? So this is why I always advocate, make sure that you get a good screenwriter. You see, the one of the wrongest thing, if there's any word like that a lot of people do in the industry is, oh, they get their girlfriend, oh, they get their boyfriend, oh, they get whoever, oh, they get their brothers, oh, they get their sister, because this person went to school and knows how to speak English, come and write script for me, and these guys don't even understand the fundamentals of storytelling, because screenwriting has to do with storytelling. You have to talk about the twists and turns, the grip, the opening glee, the things that will make story very captivating and hook people from beginning to end. Punctuating crisis here and there, instilling conflicts here and there, and making sure that the entrances and exits of characters are done the right way and in the right manner. Honestly, if you don't get your story right, you probably have gotten every aspect of filmmaking wrong. So story is still the king. Invest in your storytelling. Invest in story. Invest in acquiring original and well-written, authentic screenplays. Invest in it because it's the fundamental of everything that you want to do. All right? Okay, and that's my 5 checklists. There are many more, but then these are the fundamentals that I want you as a producer to look forward to before you make your next film. What do you think about the story? Do you like it? Give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, well, you can give me a thumbs down. But I don't know why you should not like it. Okay? All right, so please let me know what you think on the comment section. Are there things that you think I should share? What other things do you think I should talk about? Remember, this channel, you get to have a lot of things about creativity, talent, acting, filmmaking generally, and I share this knowledge free of charge. Please make sure you subscribe. All right, and turn on the notification button so that when I drop a new video, because I do that every single week, I drop at least 1 new video every week so that you get to enjoy it and learn more from my table. Have you been learning anything from the videos I've been dropping so far? Please let me know what you think and which video makes it best for you. Drop it on the comment section below and I'll be grateful that you did. Thank you very much, and make sure that you are staying safe. Bye-bye.